In a quiet home in ancient Israel, a child named Samson was born, a child destined for extraordinary strength. As Samson grew, the hills and fields of Israel became his playground, and whispers spread that this boy was different. Years passed, and Samson became a man of immense power, his long hair flowing in the desert wind. One day, deep in a rocky valley, a fierce lion leapt from the shadows toward Samson. But Samson stood his ground, and with incredible strength, Samson defeated the lion with his bare hands. Word of Samson's power traveled far beyond the hills of Israel. Soon, Samson approached the mighty city of Gaza, where towering gates guarded the Philistine stronghold. But here's where everything changes. In the middle of the night, Samson lifted the massive city gates of Gaza from their hinges. Then Samson carried those enormous gates up a steep hill under the moonlit sky, leaving the Philistines stunned. And just when things seemed calm, Samson entered the valley of Sorek, where a woman named Delilah lived. Delilah was clever, charming, and curious about Samson's mysterious strength. What happens next will surprise you. Night after night, Delilah asked Samson the secret of Samson's power. Little did Samson know, this question would change everything. As Samson slept, Delilah quietly cut the long hair from Samson's head. In that moment, Samson's strength faded, and Philistine soldiers rushed in to capture Samson. Bound and defeated, Samson was taken through the crowded streets of Gaza. And this is the moment no one expected. Inside a dark prison, Samson was forced to grind grain like a slave. But as the days passed, something slowly began to change. Samson's hair started to grow again. And this is where the story takes a turn. One day, the Philistines gathered in a great temple to celebrate their victory over Samson. They brought Samson into the temple as a prisoner, placing Samson between two enormous pillars. The crowd laughed and mocked Samson, believing Samson was powerless. But fate had other plans. Samson placed Samson's hands against the towering pillars of the temple. Then Samson pushed with all the strength Samson had left. And here's the moment. Everything falls apart. The pillars cracked, the temple shook, and the massive structure began to collapse. In a thunder of stone and dust, the temple came crashing down. And in that final moment, Samson brought down the temple upon the Philistines. The desert grew quiet again, but the story of Samson would never be forgotten.